of Community Pay It Forward, and you are visiting our first installment of Come Together, where we're going to introduce you to our partners that we work with, whether they're fundraising partners, sponsors, or cause partners who are asking for a little bit of help. And today we're being joined by Brian Rice, who is the inventor of Lightwaves infrared heating mats. And he is also a Community Pay It Forward fundraising partner. Brian, can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, Lightwaves, Zach? Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Lightwaves.
So Lightwaves was started 2 years ago by me, and I am Lightwaves. And what we sell is far infrared flooring, and that includes heated concrete and dig ready, which we melt hundreds of feet of ice and leave no mud or water. And so that's what I started doing after my long run in the asphalt industry in Denver. And my long run in asphalt ended after I became more aware of my surroundings and realized that it was just the most toxic job I've ever had. So I started selling this far infrared flooring and the products that go with it. And through that, I kind of accidentally, Zach, invented the yoga mat by laying on the samples of the far infrared flooring and healing my own self. And so what happened is I started laying the samples out on the living room floor, throw a couple yoga mats over them, and I realized I don't have to take my pain pills. And then I a couple days later, I realized I don't have to go to the doctor anymore because it's detoxing me and healing me and helping my blood to move. And it eased my pain from my cervical spine injury that I had and got fixed in 2013. And so I had people come over and lay on them. And they're like, wow, Zach, this thing is amazing. So I made a couple of hundred of them in my basement, and I got a patent on them. And I realized after making and selling 200-300 of them, Zach, that I had to keep going because I was helping people.
And the infrared heating and the lighting, and or I guess it's not really lighting, but the heating. Can you explain to us the science behind it? Do you understand a little bit of the science and what it actually does for the pain relief? Why it helps with the pain relief?
Sure, Zach. The mats are made of germanite, and germanite is a super semiconductor for far infrared. Okay, and what happens is that the power comes in the end of the mat, the very edge of the mat, and then the whole mat is made of crushed germanite. So the mat emanates far infrared heat, and so it doesn't just like it's invisible, so you can't see it like heating the room, right? But when you lay on it or when you walk on it or you touch the mat, that's when the far infrared waves soak into your organic body and cause your muscles to ease, and it just eases them. And then that allows your blood to flow. And when your blood flows better, everything lets go. And you can literally, if you take supplements, you can tell that the supplements work better and that everything starts to feel a little different. Like it's funny when you talk to people that use them, they're like, it's like a hot spring, not like a hot tub, but a hot spring, because it's kind of, you get in a hot spring and it's not that hot, but it feels so good. And when you get out, it's stuck to you, like it's in you. And that's what the mat does to you. Like it literally gets 6 inches into your body and detoxes your organs. So when everything gets a little relief, like even sitting here, I'm tense, a little bit, but it eases you and lets you relax. And a lot of times just knocks you out. It just puts you to sleep because you're not used to being so relaxed, and then you wake up and you have to go to the bathroom because you've been detoxed. That's what
and
happens.
I will give you, in which I turned in my review to you the other day, and I'll kind of let people know, um, as many of you guys who follow what I do know, years ago I was 6 years ago I was in a motorcycle accident. I have a lot of back problems, I have a lot of neck problems, a lot of head problems. One of the things that always happens every time, no matter how much, how little I do. When I go to one of the donation dens and we have to do a lot of moving around out there, the next day I am useless. Well, Brian met me out at the donation dens a couple months ago and gave me one of these mats to work with. And I got home and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this because, you know, truthfully, I had no idea what to expect. I was hoping for the best. And I took and I instantly fell asleep. Exactly like you said, I instantly fell asleep. The nice heating on it, it was, it was like laying on a heating pad, and it was just so comfortable, and it helped the instant relief. The amazing thing is that I woke up the next morning and I clinched immediately. I grimaced because I knew, all right, this first movement is going to, hey, it doesn't hurt. And I was able to get up and I was able to function. And for me to be able to function after going to one of the donation dens is unheard of, because I'm so stressed out when I get there, trying to help people, trying to figure out our way around there, trying to get everything done. And I was so shocked. I was impressed. I was praising your, you and your invention, because it was so nice. It was great to be able to move. And now, I lay on them. I lay on it, try to lay on it at least, 2, 3 times a week, just for an hour, just to keep things moving in my back to where it doesn't seize up so bad. So I believe in it. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on right away and talk about what a wonderful, wonderful piece of equipment this is, the healing equipment. So I love it. So, do you have any further explanation about the science or anything on your website to where people can look it up?
We do, and it's all at lightwaves.us, and the lightwaves.us is where I post a blog and all of my reviews, which everyone explains their experiences with the product, and the reviews are amazing.
Yeah.
You have to read them. They're absolutely amazing.
You also have reviews on there from other, like from doctors and chiropractors and stuff. Do you not?
Yeah, I have a couple. The Mega Pulse mat is a different animal than the yoga mat, Zach, and I'm sorry to switch on you.
No, that's fine.
I have another infrared mat that I created, and it's called a Mega Pulse mat, is what I call it. And this mat is completely full of germanite, and what it does is it gets to 130 degrees, and that's even a hotter infrared treatment, a more effective infrared treatment. And then it does PEMF as well. And if you've never heard of that, is pulsating electronic magnetic frequency. Okay. And devices that do PEMF, they treat maladies like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, Zach. It treats depression. It treats, you could cure fibromyalgia in 30 days if you did it every day. Okay.
Wow.
Like, fibro is one of those things that Western medicine, if they don't know what's wrong with you, oh, you've got fibro. You know what I mean? That's what they do to people. And so the Mega Pulse mat keeps people away from doctors and drugs even better than the yoga mat. And the dominant market position that it has out there in the market, Zach, is absurd. The pricing of it that I've created. And the reason I do that with both of these products is so people can afford them, dude. Like, you've got to make stuff affordable for people. And that as well, this is durable medical equipment. And so people can buy these with FSA and HSA dollars, right? And that's a big deal too, because you know, what are you going to buy with your HSA dollars after COVID, after being at home for months and months? That people have big piles of money and they need to feel wellness. And so these things are priced affordably so they can get them and use them in their homes. The explanation of durable medical equipment is something that you can use over and over in your home to treat 2 or 3 different things. And that's exactly what the mats do. And so it's a big deal, Zach.
And so the magnets are the magnetic. That's kind of like those bracelets that they show you. Is that kind of the concept?
No, that's when I say PEMF, that's pulsating electronic magnetic frequency. So it's
just a frequency.
Yeah, it's a frequency from 50 to 80 hertz is ours. And the reason we do 50 to 80 is because that's a healing band, a frequency of hertz for the PEMF function.
Okay, and this is actually a question I just thought of by somebody who was joining us on Facebook. You are based here in Colorado, but you can ship one of these anywhere in the United States. Is that correct?
Correct, and I've shipped to Canada already. And
no,
I have an affiliate at Miami Beach, and I have one in Calgary, Canada. So I'm all the way from one end to the other, Zach.
Well, that's fantastic. And Brian, we'll get right back to this. I just want to let people know that the third Tuesday of every month, this month it's going to be October 20th at 6 p.m. right here on Colorado Helpers. We have what's called a night of networking. And we ask people to join us. People like Brian come on and they let us know what's going on with their company. And we also meet new businesses and we try to network with people. But we do ours a little bit different because we ask people to join us who are looking for assistance. We ask people to join us who are asking, who run organizations, nonprofits, 501c3s, stuff like that. We ask them to come and let us know about what they do. We want to make sure that we are the voice for the nonprofits in this community, the smaller nonprofits. They work just as hard as the big ones. We want to make sure that people know that they're out there. That's part of the reason why Community Pay It Forward was created. We want to make sure that we are helping them succeed. So, but we ask people to come up and with short and long-term solutions to people's issues. We also want to inform each other about upcoming events. And we've introduced this thing called a virtual piggy bank. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this, Brian, but what we do is we ask people to donate $5. And when they donate $5, we ask them to give us a cause, whether it's maybe they've got a neighbor who got hurt at work. Maybe it's one of the causes that they support. Maybe it's something like that. And what we do at the end of the meeting is we spin a wheel, and wherever it lands, we take the sum of the donation and we donate it to the winning cause, the one that it lands on. So it's something really neat, and it's just a way for us to learn more about these programs out there. So once again, please join us the third Tuesday of every month. This month it's the October 20th at 6 p.m. No matter if you run a company, work for a company, or just want to get involved in the community, come and join us and learn more about what we do. So that's Night of Networking, and you can find out more at networking@communitypayitforward.us. So we're once again joined by Brian Rice, the inventor of Lightwaves infrared heating. Oh, I lost it.
Infrared heated yoga mats, bro.
Thank you. There you go. So you and I have come together in helping people in the community. Can you give me a couple ideas of causes that are very important to you personally?
You know, Zach, one that touches me is uh, it's Kathy Stanley and the food bank people. It's really good, and she does a great job of taking care of everybody. And it's called what the heck is it called? I don't know, but it's I volunteer down there and help her a lot, and she feeds people every single day um,
Wow.
with donated food from Sprouts and Walmart, I believe. And so
Oh,
they
okay.
actually do it every single day, Zach, in one location or another. And I'll get you that information. But
Yeah, that
she's
would
so
be
great, and
fantastic.
she's had a couple trailers stolen, you know, and just still presses on. And what the heck is it called? I'm sorry, man.
No,
So she's one of my favorite people, and I give her as much as I can. I mean, I'm a brand new business, and I appreciate this interview because I'm set up to sell thousands of these mats, and nobody knew who I was, Zach. Like prior to joining 1BC, nobody knew who I was, and so I've just come up with all this stuff to help people. And it's great to do this interview because, like I said, I've got to get out there somehow
yeah.
and get people need to know who I am because I'm set up to help everyone.
Well, Brian, one of the reasons why I created this business, and you and I talked about this, but I want to let everybody else know about this. Smaller businesses are the ones that will give every ounce of themselves. They will barely be able to keep their own doors open, yet they're going to give to people who need help. We need to make sure that we're taking care of everybody because we depend, as a small business owner myself, we depend on the health of our community. And if we can make sure that we're taking care of our community, we know that in the long run, this community is going to come back to us. And businesses like yours, we need to make sure that they're out there because you're willing to give a percentage of the sales of these mats to a cause in your new customer's name. And to me, that is fantastic. And all they got to do is send us proof of purchase, and that we let you know that, hey, so and so came to you through us, they love your mat, here's, and this is who they want to donate to. And it's as simple as
Exactly.
that. They come through, they go to you, they purchase a mat, and then that you donate in their name to a cause that they support. This is one of the ways that we're just going to be able to take and rebuild communities as a puzzle piece. And I appreciate your kind words, and I really appreciate you joining us as a program because the more people that we have, the more options we have, and the more health ways that we have that do not involve drugs, the better in my mind. This is one way of healing that, and as I've said, I truly believe in what you're doing because I've seen it work. I know it works. I will attest to it working. And me being as broken down as I am sometimes, I really appreciate your stuff. So
Heck yes.
um
And that's the name of the food drive I was talking about is Joy's Kitchen.
Joy's Kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay.
take note of
And
that because Kathy Stanley needs help all the time. She could
okay.
use any help she can get, and she feeds people every day.
Well, I'd love for you to give me an introduction to her, and
I
we
will,
will we'll try to include her, and she could become one of our cause partners because
no
there
doubt.
are so many people out there, that we want to make sure that we're helping anybody and everybody who needs help. So, you, as I've mentioned, you've joined uh, uh, Community Pay It Forward as a fundraising partner. What
Right.
what when somebody purchases a one of your mats, what is your offer back to the community?
I'd like to give 10% of a mat purchase back to the community, Zach. That's what I'd like to do.
Well, that sounds great. And you've got
Yeah.
mats, you've got two different mats that range in the prices
Yeah.
of.
So at lightwaves.us, the yoga mat sells for $450, and then the Mega Pulse mat sells for $1,250. And both of
Okay.
these devices are half price of anything else in the market for what they do. And the reason for that is so people can afford them.
You and I were talking, and we're not going to bring up the name of the product. Okay, we're not going to, because I just
Right.
don't believe in doing that. We're not going to
No,
bring up the product, but you and I both know of a product similar to your $1,200 device um,
correct.
that is $6,000. It works. We both know it works. You actually have you sell that product,
I do.
um, but yours only costs less than a fraction of that. Yours is 1,200, which is to me
Right.
just fantastic. And like you said, I love the way that you put that statement that you have this price to where people can afford it, and 1,200 is a lot easier to swallow than 6,000. So
There's no doubt, Zach. And actually, the actual, if you could call it a competitor of mine, sells for the last 20 years has sold a similar product for about $2,400, and they give no discounts or no comps or nothing after 20 years of being $2,400, and their technology is older than mine. And so I have 10 years newer far infrared technology in the yoga mat than those
yeah,
guys do. And I have 10-year newer technology in the mega pulse mat than those guys do. And they don't do PEMF, and they use tourmaline and quartz, Zach. Tourmaline and quartz is great for hippies, but it's not scientifically proven, bro. And so, I mean, you know what I mean? So they don't put stuff in there that actually does anything, but it might hold a little heat, the tourmaline and the quartz. It will the rocks, okay? They'll hold a little heat. And it looks really nice in a very beautiful band going down the middle of the mat. It's really, really aesthetically pleasing. But we actually do stuff we put germanite in the mat because it has a function, and it actually semi-conducts the far infrared and makes it work better. And so that's why we use aggregate in the mat, not because it's beautiful, because it works, Zach.
well,
Okay.
functionality is always better than looking good, in
Yeah.
my opinion. You mentioned something about one of the things that you do that they do not do is you try to help people out. You and I were talking about a mutual friend in New York who has introduced us to a couple people, and you have a special going on that you're trying to help two spinal cord victims. Okay,
That's
can
right.
you please tell us about that?
Yeah, so our friend Lisa Kazenti from our networking group called One Business Connection is a New York gal, and she has her brother has a spinal cord injury, and he's been in a wheelchair forever. And his friend Rob has a spinal cord injury, and these guys both could benefit from this mega pulse mat. And so what we've decided to do, I talked to the manufacturer, and he says if we can sell 20 of them by the end of October, we're going to give each of those guys one of those mega pulse mats.
That's just flat out amazing. That truly is, and that just shows your heart and your faith in the product that you've created. Brian, we have a lot of people who put together events and stuff like that.
Right.
Do you like going to a certain kind of event to show people your product? Do you have a preference? Like, I know that there's a lot of home shows or stuff like that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be anything like that out there that you would be willing to come to if people would like to invite you to it?
Yeah, well, if people invited me, I can demo the mats anywhere, like on a camp table. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
literally can just throw it out there and plug the mats in and demo them anywhere, Zach. I can. And I have them with me typically if they're not all out on demo.
Okay.
But I
And
can make sure I have them. If you book me, I'll have mats to demo. I will. And I'll
right.
come there and do it for people. I will.
Well, so if you got a home or a health show, please make sure that you keep Brian in mind, because once again, I'm going to tell you, they work. They do work, and they help me out. And it's not, this isn't a sugar cube pill. Okay, I mean this really does work. So, and do you have any appearances coming up anytime soon? I know probably not due to COVID, but
I have actually an Achieve Business Systems function coming up at the end of October, and I'll be there demoing the mats for everyone. but it's
Okay.
kind of a private business event.
Oh, okay.
But I
Okay.
have
Well,
one. And then I set up demos with yoga studios and chiropractors all the time, live ones.
okay. And if a doctor, if a chiropractor or healthcare professional or anybody would like to get a hold of you, Brian, do you have a phone number they can call?
Yeah, I'm actually 303 523 8725. And that's Brian Rice, 303 523 8725, Zach.
Well, thank you very much. Uh, Brian, I greatly appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate the Mega Pulse mat. I think it's been fantastic. I think it's a great product, and I even more appreciate the fact that you're part of Community Pay It Forward. We're trying to find ways to improve people's lives personally and give them a way to donate without having to take money out of their own pockets, because we all know right now is a hard time to take money out of your pocket. But if you're purchasing something that's going to help you and help others, it's a win-win. And once again, as small business owners, we need to make sure that we're taking care of our community. And Brian, you've done a great thing by making this easier for people to take care of themselves. So I appreciate it greatly. Can you once again give me your email address, or well, might as well do that too. Give me your website, your email address, and your phone number, please.
Okay, that's the website is lightwaves.us, and that's the way it sounds. And right behind Zach, you can see the way it looks right there.
Oh,
Scoot the other way, Zach. There you go. Lightwaves.us, and I like that one. A lot of people say I should have got .com, but .us is a big deal because we're it, man, and you got to stick with the big. You know, you got to go with the bigs. So that's us, and so that's why I like lightwaves.us. And then my phone number is 303 523 8725. Again, I do it everything twice. That's 303 523 8725. And my email is the same as my website, but it's got my name. So it's Brian, BRIAN .rice, RICE, at lightwaves.us. And that's Brian, BRIAN rice, RICE, at lightwaves.us.
that's great. You know what, brother? I got the same. We're communitypayitforward.us.
Oh,
And
nice.
I did that for two reasons. Okay. My intention someday is to have this program to where it can be used throughout the country. So .us means a lot to me. Very military family. .us, it shows, that I support our
I like
country.
it like that too, Zach.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're .us too. That's
and
good.
and the other thing is .us, that's us. .us, okay? And us together, we're going to make a difference. So, but I do want to once again thank you very much for Brian for joining us, and it's been a great pleasure to talk to you, and I thank you so much for being with us. Um, Once a week, we set out our email blast, and we'd like to offer for you to join us once a week, and you can find out about all the events that we have going on. Everything we introduce our new partners, we've got everything going on that way. So next time that Brian has a event going where he's going to appear, you can find out about that if you send us an email to networking@communitypayitforward.us. Once again, just let us know that you want to join the email blast by sending us an email saying I'm in at networking@communitypayitforward.us. So send us an email, let us know that you want in, and you can find out about everything that's Community Pay It Forward. We also would like to invite you to join us next month next week, as come together has Daniel Langfield from U.S. Health Advisors. He's going to be joining us next week. You also know Daniel, so he's
Daniel's
a very good,
awesome, you guys. Tune
yeah,
in for
very
Daniel.
good cat.
He's everything insurance he's amazing.
Yeah, and Daniel likes for Daniel likes to be your health and hope advocate, and hope is helping other people every day. And so we really like having Daniel on. Daniel's one of our newer partners, and we're extremely happy to have him on there. So once
Good
again,
job, Zach.
Brian, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for helping us kick off Come Together, and I appreciate it, my friend. One more time, your phone number.
303 523 8725. And
All right.
that's, give me a call because I'm always holding it and waiting for someone to hit me on it. So it's 303 523 8725.
And you can find Brian and all of his products and more about it at lightwaves.us. That's it. Just go to lightwaves.us. You can also find Brian on our page, communitypayitforward.us, and just look for Brian Rice, and you can find out more information. You can find his Facebook page and everything else about him. So, Brian, thank you again. I appreciate it. It's been a great time. Thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Awesome, Zach. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
No
It's been
problem.
great.
Goodbye.